fighting game is something so great.
Fighting games are great and they are certainly worth trying. In a day and age where most of the big games are just walk and talk simulators that are trying to go for the whole artistic vision, I've kinda missed video games where it's just about the gameplay and you get to have fun. The story can be all serious, but when it comes to the game, it's game time, and it doesn't get more video games than fighting games. The best thing about fighting games is that you can enjoy them in a number of ways. Say you don't like the competitive aspect and you don't want to fight people. That's totally fine. You can just play in training mode, try to come up with your own combos, see what links after what. This is especially fun in games like Marvel and Dragon Ball that have more open-ended combo systems, and the fulfillment and the excitement of coming up with your own combo. And the better you get at the game, the cooler you will look at it as well, which is just an amazing added bonus. And maybe you don't like the whole combo sequences and hard input things. That's totally fine. There are fighting games out there that are on the easier side that you can just pick up, select some cool characters and do really cool stuff with them, even if it's just against the CPU. That's totally fine. Games like Dive Kick, games like Soul Calibur, which I actually have a very funny relationship with. I have been playing video games for as long as I can remember, ever since I was a wee tiny lad. And sure, I messed around with fighting games every now and then, played the Street Fighter 2s, the Mortal Kombat 3s, Tekken 3 when all of the PlayStation craziness was going around, but I never really tried out fighting games until the Xbox 360 era and Soul Calibur 4. Because there was this character called Ivy, and I was in high school back then, don't judge me, but I couldn't resist. And yeah, sure, maybe I just picked up Soul Calibur and fighting games in general because Ivy triggered something in me, but that is totally fine. That's what I'm talking about. You picked up a game, you played them because a character looked cool to you, and over time I was like, alright, this is actually fun, I wanna get better at it, and that was mostly me just playing versus the CPU in single player modes. But I really liked the game back then, and since online was starting out, I tried to play out online, found it to be a lot of fun. And that kinda gets me to the next point, because fighting games are by far the most fun games to just watch and spectate. They're the easiest to follow as well. I really try to play games like League of Legends. I've watched some of their hypest moments, and I don't get what the hell is going on, right? Just a bunch of tiny characters, a ton of icons on the screen, everyone is hyped, but I really don't get it. But you take a look at something like Daigo vs Justin Wong from EVO 2009, Balrog vs Ryu. Justin Wong is not really a Balrog player, Daigo is a beast, but it's working out and Justin is winning. It's Japan versus the US, and it's amazingly hype, and that actually got me into Street Fighter. Like I said, I was into Soul Calibur, but when I saw this I was like, dude, Street Fighter is awesome. And that's why we celebrate EVO so much. It's a chance of you to just watch the high level players for all games and just appreciate how good they are and how fun it can be.
Does not opt. Oh! The command grab! Don't wait, Daddy!
He's still got 1 meter.
What's he got after this?
Working out 2 meters. What's ET gonna do? What's Shanghai gonna do? Gotta look out for Shanghai.
The stop sign. The stop sign.
Get activation going here, man.
Oh, it's over. He's got it. He's got it. It's over.
It's game.
It's 2017. Finally.
He's done it.
Waterworks.
I watched the EVO Grand Finals, EVO 2018, Dragon Ball FighterZ Go Wishi vs Sonic Fox, and I really don't care about Dragon Ball, yet I still had a ton of fun, and it was an amazing experience. If you have never done it, I will highly recommend at least watching one EVO Grand Final, and I guarantee you will find a ton of fun in doing so. But fighting games are obviously meant to be played with others. Playing a match versus someone is like having a conversation with them. You can tell a lot about another person just by observing their playstyle, because I believe that your personality more often than not is reflected in how you play the game. If you watch someone like Daigo, you will see that he's doing everything with intent and purpose. He's very calculated. I just go watch any of his videos over on FGC Translated, and that is how he is as a person, and I just find this to be extremely fascinating. But aside from the whole conversation thing, competition also happens to be the main reason that a lot of people simply don't enjoy fighting games, and I think it can be summed up in two main words: ego and accountability. Because when you lose in a fighting game, it's you versus opponent 1v1, no tricks, so you have to be accountable for your losses, which will directly attack your ego. You're not as good as you think you are. And a lot of people are simply not willing to go through with it. It's simply like going to work out in the gym or going on a diet. It's a lot of suffering and you don't see the results right away. It's a long-term investment. But when you finally achieved what you have been practicing for, and trust me, fighting games reward practice much more than any other genre, the feeling of fulfillment, it's just amazing. It's a genuine feel-good moment that you will want to share with everyone. And that gets me to my final point, the community. Fighting game players are among the most passionate people that you will ever see. And because we share our passion and love for the game, we're able to build friendships. I have had a ton of friends since I started playing fighting games locally and internationally because of that. This intro that you see at the start of every video, the channel icon, these were gifts by friends who wanted to see me succeed. We cheer for our games. I want to see Street Fighter do well. I want it to sell well. I want to see Street Fighter 6 succeed. I want to have new blood coming in and being a part of our community. We cheer for our region. We cheer for our locals. We want to see players who play with us, who are part of our group, do well. We cheer even for our characters. We wanna cheer for that player who's playing the same character we do, or the same type of character, for example, like Shoto's, right? When you're into a fighting game and a part of the community, you feel like you belong to a group, and feelings like you can talk with others, hang out with them, just discuss tech, maybe like discuss what you can do. That feels great. That honestly feels great. The community aspect of fighting games will always be my favorite when it comes to the games themselves. Sure, winning, competition, all of that is fun, but just hanging out with people who are passionate about the same thing you are, that will always be the best aspect of it, to me at least. I would love to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section below. To me, these are all the reasons that makes fighting game fantastic and are definitely worth trying if you haven't given them a chance before. I really recommend it. We will be leaving a link to the Patreon, the Discord, the Twitter and Twitch pages below. If you have been watching to this moment, thank you so much for watching the video to the very end, and stay safe.